How about another round of applause for the Riverside Township Band? Good evening, and welcome to the 16th annual Riverside Township Radio Players Christmas Show. My name is John Gelsomino, and I am the director for this year's December shows. Tonight, we will be presenting episodes from two popular series of old-time radio. An episode of The Great Gildersleeve and an episode of Dragnet. First up, we will present The Great Gildersleeve, an episode entitled Family Christmas from December 22nd, 1948. The Great Gildersleeve was a radio situation comedy broadcast from 1941 to 1957. Initially written by Leonard Lewis Levinson, it was one of broadcast history's earliest spin-off programs. The series was built around character Throckmorton Philharmonic Gildersleeve, a regular element of the radio situation comedy Fibber McGee and Molly. The Great Gildersleeve enjoyed its greatest popularity in the 1940s. Actor Harold Perry played the character during its transition from the parent show into the spin-off, and later in 4 feature films released at the height of the show's popularity. In Fibber McGee and Molly, Perry's Gildersleeve had been a pompous windbag and nemesis of Fibber McGee. The character went by several aliases on Fibber McGee and Molly. Gildy grew so popular that Kraft Foods, promoting its Parquet margarine, sponsored a new series featuring Perry's somewhat mellowed and always befuddled Gildersleeve as the head of his own family. Well, without further ado, I give you the Riverside Township Radio Players, presenting from December 22nd, 1948, Harold Perry, or in this case, Andre Dixon, as the Great Gildersleeve.
Food Company presents Harold Perry as the Great Gildersleeve. The Great Gildersleeve is brought to you by the Kraft Foods Company, makers of Parquet margarine. Millions of women all over America serve Parquet because it tastes so good. Why, Parquet tastes like it should cost twice as much.
To market, to get some Parquet. Home again, try it today. You like it, you love it, like millions who say, their favorite margarine.
P-A-R-K-A-Y, Parquet margarine, made by Kraft. Well, let's see what's going on at the Great Gildersleeve's house this morning.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la.
Well, the great man seems as jolly as Santa himself, as he and his niece and nephew move the furniture around the parlor to make room for the Christmas tree.
Leroy, give me a hand with this couch. I'll lift and you shove.
Okay, Unc.
Well, I'll hold down the rug, Unky.
All right, Marjorie. Leroy, on the count of 3, push. 1, 2. Leroy! I thought you were going to push.
You never got to 3.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, that's far enough anyway, Unky. There's more room than there was last year.
Well, we need more room. It's baby's first Christmas, so we're going to have a bigger tree than we've ever had.
Oh, that'll be wonderful.
You bet. Her real parents may not be around to provide these things, but by George, it's going to be a Christmas she'll remember.
At 9 months? I don't remember anything until I was 6 years old.
I could answer that, Leroy, but I feel too good this morning. Well, I'd better get going after the tree.
Hey, Unc, can I go along?
Sure, Leroy. We'll need a lot of hands to get this tree home.
Oh, boy.
Well, if you're going to get a larger tree, we'll need an extra string of lights.
Lights? Oh, yes. I'll pick them up at Peavy's when I go downtown.
Unky, can I invite Francine and the gang over when we light the tree? We'll have a party.
Yeah, and can I ask Piggy and Craig?
Now, children, this Christmas Eve is going to be different. It's going to be just for our little family. And Miss Fairchild.
Miss Fairchild?
Why, of course, Leroy. We're engaged, you know. She's almost a member of the family.
Well, I think a little family party is a good idea. And Unky, when you get the tree, don't forget to buy some mistletoe.
Mistletoe? Well, if you think it'll make a nice decoration around the house, I'll get some. Of course, it doesn't make any difference to me.
Ha!
Leroy,
Okay.
get your overshoes on, and let's get going after that tree.
Okay.
See you later, Marjorie. Better say goodbye to the baby before I go.
Oh, Bertie's giving her a bath upstairs.
Yes, I know. Deck the halls with boughs of mistletoe. Fa la 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 la.
Hold still now, baby. Let Bertie wash your back.
Well, you seem to have your hands full, Bertie.
I sure have, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Hello, baby. Kitty Coo. Are you enjoying your bath this morning? Well, now, you're going to be quite a splasher, aren't you? Oop! Right in my eye. I'd better get out of here before I get the bath. Bye-bye, baby. I'm on my way to get your first Christmas tree.
I saw some fine trees down at the corner market, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, thanks, Bertie, but Judge Hooker asked me to buy our Christmas tree from a friend of his. A young man he's helping to get started here in town.
Well, that's nice of the judge. How many people are you going to have over this Christmas Eve, Mr. Gildersleeve? I'd like to know how many to fix for.
This year, Bertie, there'll be just the family and Miss Fairchild.
You mean none of your downtown friends are dropping in?
I'll ask them to in sometime during the holidays, but I'm not inviting any extra people for Christmas Eve.
I didn't think they needed much of an invitation.
Now, Christmas Eve is going to be very different this year. Bertie, just our little family. Even Santa Claus won't get in unless he has a pass.
Gee, Unc, look at all the trees.
Yeah, a lot's full of them.
What color are we going to get this year? White, blue, purple, or pink?
We're going to get green, Leroy.
Oh.
It's baby's first Christmas, and we don't want to scare her. Now, where's the judge's friend?
Maybe that's him waiting on that lady.
Oh, yeah, I guess so.
Hey, how about this tree, Unc? Hey, it's a whopper. How about it?
Our tree doesn't have to be that tall, Leroy. They charge by the foot, you know.
But, Unc.
All right. Let's see the price tag. $7? They must be charging per needle.
Too high, huh?
Well, after Christmas, we want to feel that we can afford to throw it away, Leroy. Come on, my boy. Let's get out of the tall timber.
Gosh, I want a big tree.
Well, leave it to me, Leroy. Now then, here's one that looks about right for our little parlor. Not as tall, but it's nice and chubby and well filled out on the top. How about it, Leroy?
Yeah, not bad, Unc.
Sure, this is the one for us. And the price is only... Still, Leroy, when you stand back and look at it, maybe it isn't quite the tree for us.
What did the tag say?
$10. It's a prettier tree, though.
Well, did you find one that you liked?
Oh, are you Bob Clark?
Yes, I am.
Well, I'm Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve, City Water Commissioner.
Yes, I know.
You do?
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. This is my nephew, Leroy.
Hello, Leroy.
Hi.
Judge Hooker asked us to come down and have a look at your trees.
Well, that's a fine tree that you're looking at. It's a silver tip.
At $10, it must be silver-plated.
Well, like everything else, tree prices are a little high, I guess.
Let's take it, Unc. What do you say, huh?
Well...
I think it's the pick of the lot, Mr. Gildersleeve. The judge said you should have a tree like this.
Oh, the judge did he?
I think the judge is right, Unc.
Oh, for Can't the judge let me pick out my own Christmas tree? What an old busybody.
Well, you see...
I'll take it. Here's your $10.
Oh, no. That's been taken care of, Mr. Gildersleeve.
It has?
Judge Hooker asked for the bill. He said to say Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Well, fine old fella the judge is.
Well, I certainly think so. It isn't everyone who'll do so much for a fellow as the judge has done for me.
Huh?
He's even found me a good job in a market starting the first of the year.
Well, that's the judge, all right. None better.
I'll carry the tree over to the car for you, Mr. Gildersleeve, and help you tie it on.
Well, thank you, Bob. Well, he's a nice fellow, isn't he, Leroy?
Yeah.
A nice thing the judge did, too. But he shouldn't have bought our tree. He's always so helpful around the holidays when he gets lonesome. Leroy, I told you and Marjorie that we weren't going to invite anybody over for Christmas Eve. But what do you say we make one exception and invite the judge?
Sure. He always brings swell presents.
Leroy, that's not the point. Wonder what he'll bring me. Hurry up, Floyd. I could shave myself faster than this.
What's the rush, Commish? Rome wasn't burned in a day.
I have things to do, Floyd. I want to get some lights for my Christmas tree before they're all gone.
Well, let me catch that stray whisker on your chin. There. You got a pretty nice tree, Commish?
You bet. And I can't wait to see the baby's eyes light up when she sees it. It's her first Christmas, you know.
Sort of like the kid, don't you, Commish?
Well, she'll do.
Well, how long's it been since you found her in the back of your car?
Well, it's been about 3 months. I guess she's about 9 months old, Floyd.
Well, it's a great age. Funny you never heard anything from the parents?
Well, it'd be all right if we don't. She's just like a member of our little family now.
Yeah, kids kinda got you all right. Okay, Commish, that's all we can do for that face without plastic surgery.
Yes.
You have an open house this year, Commish?
No. Floyd, I decided this Christmas Eve it'd be just for the family. You understand?
Oh, sure, yeah. Kind of hoped we'd get together and sing carols, but if you ain't having any outsiders in, I understand.
Well, I may as well tell you, Floyd, the judge is coming over.
Oh, the judge, huh?
You see, I just had to invite him. He gave us the tree.
Uh-huh. Oh, here you are, Mr. Gildersleeve. You're through.
But Floyd, the judge paid $10 for that tree. I couldn't ignore that.
Of course, I'm just a hard-working barber, but we always got together in the past. But if you're throwing a party and just letting in the upper crust, $10 cover charge, I guess that lets me out.
Floyd, it isn't that at all.
It's okay.
Floyd, don't look so sad.
Well...
You know how it is with the judge. He never has any place to go on Christmas Eve.
Well, the missus has a choir rehearsal at the church that night, and I don't have any place to go either. But that's okay. You don't find little Floyd Munson crashing in where he ain't wanted.
Oh, my goodness. Floyd, how would you like to drop by my house Christmas Eve?
Well, if you really want me.
Sure.
Okay, Commish, what time?
Gildersleeve, the trouble with you is you can't say no. Well, while I'm at it, I guess I should invite Peavy, Chief Gates. No, Peavy's mother's in-laws in town. And if he brought her, No, sir. Peavy's out. I just won't say anything to Peavy and the chief. Nothing at all. I'll invite them over at New Year's to listen to the Rose Bowl game. Well, hello, Peavy.
Well, hello, Mr. Gildersleeve. What can I do for you this morning?
Peavy, I need a string of Christmas tree lights.
Oh, you must be going to have a Christmas tree.
Yes, Peavy. Leroy and I got to find one this morning. Have you bought yours yet?
Well, we're not having a tree this year. We're having Mrs. Peavy's mother instead.
What?
We always have to forgo a tree when Mother Higgins comes for the holidays. They make her sneeze.
Oh, well, that's too bad, Peavy. Well, let's see your lights.
Well, very well. They're over here at this counter, Mr. Gildersleeve, yes. I always like to be around a tree for a little while to come Christmas Eve. You're going to have one, you say?
Well, yes, Peavy. Say, you have quite a collection of lights there. Which type do you recommend?
Well...
How about these round ones?
They're rather nice, if you like the round ones.
How are these pointed ones?
They're nice. They have their points.
Oh, brother. Oh, Peavy, here's something new. Bubble candles. Are they any good?
They bubble.
Peavy, you're quite a salesman. I can't resist you. I'll take a string of the ones that bubble. The baby would like those, but I'd like to test them first.
Well, now, you hold up the string and I'll plug them in. There.
Well, look, Peavy, they bubble.
That's what I say.
What's going on here?
Well, hello, Judge.
Hello, Judge.
Well, gentlemen, why, that's a pretty sight, Gildy, with all those lights draped around you. You look like a big, fat Christmas tree.
Horace, I don't know how you can be such an old goat and such a nice guy at the same time. That was wonderful of you to buy the tree for our little family.
Oh, happy to do it, Gildy. Oh, well, by the way, I saw Leroy, and he extended me your kind invitation.
Shh, Judge. We'll discuss this later.
What's the matter, Gildy? Is it such a big secret that you invited me over for Christmas Eve? Isn't everybody coming?
Would you gentlemen like me to step into the back room?
Peavy, we're having just a quiet family Christmas Eve. But the judge presented us with a tree, and we appreciated, so we invited him over. Well, how much are the lights?
How much? It's Christmas, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'd like to present you with these lights, compliments of Peavy's Pharmacy.
Oh, for Peavy, how'd you like to drop in for a little while Christmas Eve?
Are you sure I wouldn't be one too many?
Oh, no. In fact, I might as well invite Chief Gates, too.
Oh, by the way, Gildy, I wonder if I could bring someone.
Judge, this is just a family party for the baby and the kids. And Adeline, of course. And you, and Floyd, and Peavy, and the chief. Oh, well, bring him along. Who is it?
If I might say, I'd like to bring the young man you got the tree from.
You mean Bob, whatchamacallit?
Yeah, Bob Clark. Splendid young man, veteran, recently lost his wife. He has no friends in the community as yet, and it would be a nice gesture, Gildy, if you admitted him to your family circle on Christmas Eve.
Well, all right, Judge. I sort of like Bob. Bring him along. What the heck? It's Christmas.
That's very nice of you, Gildy.
The more the merrier, they say.
Yes, yes. Well, Peavy, I suppose you would like to bring your mother-in-law, too.
Oh, well, now, I wouldn't say that.
You know, it would be interesting to know how many of the people who use parquet margarine are listening to us tonight?
Millions of them, I guess. Just millions of them.
There are certainly millions of Parquet users, Bertie. I was just wondering how many of them are listening now.
I wouldn't worry about that now, Mr. Walls. You can't listen to a flavor. You've got to taste it. The way I look at it, soon as you take some Parquet, spread it on a hot muffin or a slice of bread, and taste it, From then on, that's the spread you're going to want on everything. Rolls, pancakes, waffles, just everything.
Well, it's delicious, all right, but that's natural. After all, Parquet is prepared like a real luxury food from the selected products of American farms. And it's as nutritious as it is good to taste. The best of ingredients plus 15,000 units of essential vitamin A go into every pound of Parquet that you buy. Now, friends, in case you haven't tasted Parquet, why not decide? Try it tomorrow. I'm sure you're going to like Parquet's light, delicate flavor.
You sure will. Besides, it tastes even better than it looks. It tastes like it should cost twice as much.
So ask for Parkay, Parquet, the margarine made by Kraft that tastes like it should cost twice as much. Now let's get back to the great Gildersleeve. He planned to confide this Christmas Eve just to the family circle. But as usual, he has widened the circle to include all his friends. It's after dinner now, and the great Gildersleeve sits before the tree with baby Rosemary on his lap, enjoying a quiet hour before the guests arrive.
Ah, by George, there's no time like Christmas. It certainly is nice to have you with us, baby. You're cute. Well, I don't know how we ever got along without you. See all those presents under the tree? A lot of them are for you. There are some for Leroy, some for Marjorie and Bertie. But you know what my Christmas present is this year? Yeah, that's right, you. Well, sir, baby, you're the biggest thing that ever happened to me.
Well, what's going on in here? A private party?
Well, no, Marjorie. We were waiting for you and Leroy. Where is he?
Hi, Unc. What's up?
It's time for our little family get-together. Leroy, before the guests arrive.
Well, Unky, who's this Bob Clark the judge is bringing over?
A young fellow the judge is helping to get started. He's a little old for you, Marjorie. Well, hand me the book, my dear. Time to read. 'Twas the night before Christmas to you children.
Are you going to read that again, Unc?
Of course. Naturally, Leroy. I do it every year, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. It's a tradition in this household, and we're going to observe it. Anyone who doesn't want to hear it can just leave.
Okay, I'll go upstairs.
You will not. You'll stay right here and listen, and you'll enjoy it. Do you understand?
Sure.
Here's the book.
Thank you. You see, baby? That's a picture of Santa Claus. You sort of like chubby fellas, don't you? Well, there. Are we all settled?
Yes, I am.
Leroy?
Sure. If you get stuck, let me know.
All right, my boy, now. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care.
Hey, I wonder if Bertie would lend me a pair.
Leroy, please. Well, then, where were we? Oh, yes. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew, like the down off a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight,
Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Well, thank you, children. By George, that's a great poem.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, not bad, Unc.
Look, the little baby's asleep. Better take her up to bed, Marjorie. We'll bring her down when we light the tree.
All right, Unky. Come to Marjorie, baby.
Uh-oh, here they come.
Well, don't open the door till I get her upstairs.
All right, Leroy, go put your coat on. The guests are coming.
Okay, Unc.
Coming!
Well, is this where St. Nicholas lives?
Come on in, Judge. It's nice to see you. Look at all the packages. And Bob, well, I didn't see you back there. Well, Merry Christmas, my boy.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Gildersleeve. It's awfully nice of you to invite me. And you're sure I won't be one too many?
No, the more the merrier. Besides, you can help me, Bob.
I can?
You bet. We need a tall young fellow to put the star on the top of the tree.
Well, fine.
Judge, you know where to hang your earmuffs? Take Bob's coat. And Bob, you come with me.
Sure thing, Mr. Gildersleeve. I'll say, where do you want me to put this little present I brought for the baby?
Present for the baby? Oh, you shouldn't have done it. Oh, business is getting good. Excuse me, Bob. By George, this is the way to spend Christmas Eve.
Hey, Commish, let's light the tree.
Yes, Commissioner. I have to go down and relieve the desk sergeant so we can go home and play Santa Claus.
Well, I'm sorry, Chief, but Adeline isn't here yet.
Hey, that's right.
By the way, Gildy, before everyone arrives, I'd like to have a word with you about Bob.
About Bob?
Yes, Gildy. The reason I'm so interested in this young man.
Tell me later, Judge. That must be Adeline.
Hey, gang, it's Miss Fairchild. Let's get everyone under the mistletoe and see which one she smacks first.
Careful, Floyd, or you will get the smack from me. Adeline, come in.
Why, I'm sorry I'm late, Throckmorton, but I just wanted to get all prettied up for the party.
Well, don't worry about a thing. It's Christmas Eve. All together now. Merry Christmas
to you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Peavy. Gracious, what a reception.
Why, certainly. You're a very pretty young lady. Come on, Adeline. I want you to see the tree.
Care to stand over here by me, Miss Fairchild?
Oh, thank you, Mr. Munson. But I see that mistletoe behind your ear.
Ho, ho, ho. She's on to you, Floyd.
I think I'll just sit over here by Mr. Peavy, where I'll be safe.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
Now, Peavy.
Oh, Throckmorton, I think the tree is beautiful.
Yep, Silvertip. It's pretty all right. Yeah, we have the old judge to thank for that.
Oh, come on, everybody. Let's have another song.
Okay, one chorus for Adeline. Come on, fellas. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Don we now our gay apparel, fa la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, fa la 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 la. We'll have to learn that sometime. Okay, let's light the baby's tree. Huh?
Well, shall I get her for you, Uncle Mort?
No, Marjorie. I'd like to bring her down myself.
Well, I think Mr. Clark's up there with her now.
Bob? He is?
Uh-huh. Well, he asked to see her, and she was awake anyway, so I thought it would be all right.
Oh, sure. Well, gather around the tree, everybody. I'll be right back.
Here's another batch of popcorn, folks.
Oh, boy, come and get it.
Leroy, save one for me. Ah, yes, there's no time like Christmas.
Gildy.
Great little party. Yes. What is it now, Judge?
I wanted to talk to you about Bob.
Judge, you've already talked to me. He's a fine young fellow. And after the first of the year, I promised to trade at his market. Now, are you satisfied?
Gildy.
Now we had better get back to the party before the popcorn's all gone. Just listen to all the fun they're having down there. Gildersleeve, you're a mighty lucky man. Good friends and a fine little family. Marjorie, little Leroy, and our little baby. Yes, sir, this is the best Christmas Eve I've ever had. Well, Bob must have brought her a music box. I'll peek in and see how they're getting along.
Well, baby doll, I'm glad you like the music box.
Well, look at them in there.
I hope I can give you a lot of presents as you grow older. That is, if Mr. Gildersleeve will give you back to me.
Give her back?
I think he will. He's a swell fellow, baby doll. If I hadn't been sure of that, I never would have left you in his car. That sounds like a terrible thing to do, doesn't it? But after we lost your mother, why, I didn't know what to do. All I could think of was to get you into a good home, where you would be loved, cared for, while I went away and tried to get straightened out. Well, then you get a little older, I'll try to explain it all to you.
So that's what the judge was trying to tell me.
I hope Mr. Gildersleeve will see it our way. It'll be pretty much up to him whether or not you come back to your daddy. But I can make a home for you now, and your grandmother's coming. You'll like her.
My little baby. You can't take her away from me. Why do you have to come back here?
Are you ready, Unky? We're waiting.
Gildy, where are you going?
I'm going for a walk.
Gildy, wait for me. So after the most thorough investigation of Bob and the circumstances surrounding the case, bringing you two together seemed to be the only thing to do. Well, the hard part, of course, is trying to tell you. I'm sorry, Gildy.
You have been very considerate, Horace, of all of us.
Now it's up to you to decide what you want to do about it.
I know, Horace. I know.
You could put up a fight for her.
Let's go back in the house before we both catch pneumonia. I know what I'm going to do.
Hey, Unc, where have you been?
I needed some air, Leroy.
Well, hurry up, Unky. Bertie's going to sing a lullaby.
Oh, well, fine.
Mr. Gildersleeve.
Huh? Oh, what is it, Bob?
Wouldn't you like to hold the baby?
Why, yes, Bob. I think I would. Thank you.
Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetop. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all.
Oh, Bertie, that was beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yes, very wonderful. Well, let's light the tree, huh?
Yeah, what are we waiting for?
One moment, everybody. Please. Before we light the tree, there's something I'd like to say. All of us wanted to make sure our little baby had a wonderful first Christmas. Well, it's turned out to be more wonderful than any I ever anticipated. The baby's father has joined us on this Christmas Eve. He's a fine young man, and I know he'll provide a good home for the baby. Here you are, Bob, your little daughter.
Thank you, Mr. Gildersleeve, for everything. Thank you very much.
Oh, Mr. Gildersleeve.
Now, Bertie, it isn't as though we won't be seeing her. She'll be right here in town. Well, what's everybody so quiet about? This is a very happy Christmas for all of us. A father and his daughter have been reunited. Let's light the tree and sing our carol.
Anything you say, Commissioner.
Giddy, this is the biggest thing you've done tonight.
Oh, Unky, I'm so proud of you.
Now, my dear.
Gosh, I'm gonna miss that little kid.
Leroy, stay close to me. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Merry Christmas, and God bless you.
Tonight's cast of The Great Gildersleeve included Roger Morris as Judge Hooker, the wisecracking Peavy was Marty McNulty, the police chief was John Gelsomino, Floyd the barber was played by Jay Summerfield, the housekeeper Bertie was played by Sue Godzinski. The man who came to take back his baby, Bob Clark, was played by Herb Thompson. Doubling his baby and Marjorie was done brilliantly by Donna Amesmeyer. Another unique doubling performance was put in by Ellie Babka as Adelaide and Leroy. And Throckmorton P. Gildersleeve was brought to life by the talented Andre Dixon. This is your announcer, Dave Sanchi, speaking. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.